Greetings and welcome to the Planetary Persuader for Friday, June 12th, 2020. Now, looking at the sky today, we would see the moon in the constellation of Aquarius, actually. Believe it or not, and in the sign of Pisces, but of the tropical, but probably in the constellation of Aquarius in the lunar mansion known as Perva. So what is the Perva? Well, it's the funeral cot, and there's the front legs and there's the back legs, and this is the front legs, and so people go through this funeral pyre, and it might be getting into Uttara Bhadrapada as we go through the day. And so that's, and it is in, it's just going into, by the end of the day, it'll be in Uttara Bhadrapada, and those are both two different sides of this funeral pyre. So this is a very transformational part of the sky of release and letting go. Ooh, yeah, so we're releasing and we're letting go. And then there's and this is in your 12th house. So I mean, moon doesn't go into Aries until Saturday. So Saturday, moon will be in Aries at 2:03 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So that's when the shift from the Pisces to the Aries and the Western Zodiac goes. But it's pretty much, solid Pisces for now, going from the sidereal Aquarius into Pisces today. Okay. Mars in the 12th house, Moon's in the 12th house. It's like there's just like a little bit of loss, there's a little bit of karma, swimming, being alone, meditating, getting yourself out in a wilderness area, and taking refuge in nature. This is not a time necessarily to be with people. It's time to work on karma, pay debts, visit friends if you can, family, siblings, love your loved ones. And, respect where they're at health-wise and all that. And, there's a lot of ups and downs financially. But things are changing, and good things should happen to you. I said this last week, like career-wise, you could have a miracle. Some older, more experienced people that have connections. These people and their connections are going to help you. That's the truth. So, got to know that. Here we be. And let's go over to Taurus now. Let's talk Taurus talk. I am not a Taurus, said Taurus. I'm not a Taurus, said Taurus. Okay, well, I mean, things are still, moving forward in your life. They're all mixed up. They're topsy-turvy. Now, especially if you're born like around April 29th, 30th, 28th, you're getting full-on Uranus hits right now. Even May 1st, you're probably feeling it. And things are exciting. Now, what happens this week is Mercury's going to go retrograde. And it doesn't happen until Thursday, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. So, that happens at 2:59 a.m. No, 5:02 p.m. Yeah, 5:02. I don't know what time it happens, but it happens. Mercury goes retrograde 9:59 p.m. Wednesday, actually, which here on the West Coast. So that's 9:59, almost 10 at night on a Wednesday night. Wednesday is Mercury as well. Pay attention to this Mercury retrograde. I imagine it's in sidereal Gemini. How much Cancer could it be in? Yeah. No, that Mercury's in sidereal Gemini. So this is just like Venus is in sidereal Taurus, is in sidereal Gemini. These two Raja planets, as they are retrograde, there's going to be some pretty wild things happening, folks. That's all I can say. And for you, being Venus in the second house, they involve money, Taurus. So check out the finance world. Okay, so greetings, Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope. And yes, Venus Mercury retrograde alert starting Wednesday night, but right now we've got the moon in Pisces. That's your midheaven. It's there with Mars. So, I mean, when the moon aligns with Mars, and peace will guide the planets. I mean, it doesn't happen. The moon moves so often that the moon's only going to be like, aligned with Mars for a couple of days at most. It's like, but it made a really cool song. And I think right now you have to step forward in newness. And you have to let go of the things that aren't working for you. And be real about disciplining yourself to reach a long-term goal. Because I think if you, like the next 3.5 years, really discipline yourself and work on a goal, you're going to achieve it. And you're going to be where you want to be karma-wise. Now, you've got some leadership ability to express. You're doing things unusual at this time. And you're on your way to making things better. You've got a voice in all of this. You've got something to say, and you might go backtracking on what you said just because of Mercury retrograde. Oh boy. Well, greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. I mean, it's still 12th house transit with the sun. That's like the first thing I'll say. It's like, okay, this is a time to lay low. This is a time to just kind of count your losses this week. And really, this is the last week because next week we're going to have summer solstice. There's going to be this sense of renewal. It's going to be all about you, baby. But right now, you got Mercury. And that's about it. Moon will be moving into your midheaven this weekend. It's in the 9th house. This could be a weekend that you want to travel. I'm actually wondering about, is this... Father's Day isn't until for another weekend, so got another week till that happens. So it'll be next weekend. There's a lot of demands that the public has on you right now because there's not, and so it's like if you aren't, allow yourself some of that inner space, build some of that foundation. If your parents are alive, connect with them. If you have siblings alive, make peace with them. Do those kind of things. All right. Greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. Well, I mean, Gemini time, like I said last week, it was like it's a good time to meet helpful friends. So doing a lot of social networking right now. If you're a Leo that's involved in politics anyway, oh, God help you. I mean, if it's local, there's hope. If it's this like monetarily owned system that they're trying to pass off as some kind of lame democracy, yikes, that's all I can say. It's like yikes. There's a karma to stealing people's land and mistreating your immigrants and slaves, and that might be just what some of us are going through, even if it isn't direct. It's so this is like kind of like for you, this moon of impatience, but also you're kind of looking forward to this adventure. You've gone through some kind of emotional hurt, and you're more dependent on technology in your career because of Uranus being there in the midheaven in the 10th house. How many of you are having to Zoom and meet with bosses and whatnot, and just different ways? And it's just freaking weird, because it's like when they say the whole world's like a holograph, you're like, well, I'm in that place where I'm like a holograph right now, just being on TV or the computer or wherever you watch me. Yeah. Okay, greetings Virgo, welcome to your horoscope. I mean, career stuff is still big for you. And you're the next one to be affected by Mercury retrograde. So let's look at this. Mercury is over in your 11th house in Cancer. I get the feeling, Mercury has to deal with money a lot of times, and you might get a temporary money-making gig, that's just huge. It's like, whoa, this is great. This is working for me. And there's friends you have, like there's these social connections, and they're going to hook you up with this money and resource. And it's just important to know that. There's a miracle happening, though, with Pluto and Jupiter in the 5th house. So it's like you're transforming your heart, you're transforming the way you feel about things. You're trying to be a peacemaker in relationships. You've got Saturn in the 6th house, and so you're working really hard, and I said that last week. This moon going to Aries this weekend. I think it's like kind of a lay low weekend, especially Saturday night, Sunday, Monday. But, by Tuesday, you're going to be going strong again and plowing through your week. And Wednesday, sure, Mercury goes retrograde, but you'll be all right. You're going to do good on this one. I get that feeling. Well, hello, Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Venus is still retrograde, for another couple weeks. And it's in your 9th house, so she's like teaching you something. It's like it's teaching you something of a deeper level. It's like, it's more about, give me a higher love. How do we have that higher love? It's not always that easy. It's idealized, but it's easier said than done. And the sun's there. The sun it's been pretty close to Venus, so you can't really see Venus that easy in the sky right now. There's been that Venus and the sun go through each other, and they get burned. She comes out again. Or she gets burned again because of the, there'll be a forward movement after the retrograde movement, of course. Well, probably not. She's not going to... Well, she'll get burned again in a couple of years, anyhow. It's an 8-year cycle with Venus. So, people have said in your love life, think about what happened 8 years ago. And that's very significant to what's going on today. And I'm like, oh God, I don't even want to go back. Well, it was kind of cute and sweet, It actually wasn't so bad. That was a really... That summer was like a little bit, it was like probably like my last honeymoon, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Things could actually get better. That's what it was, and whatever it is, you're going to learn more. And something beautiful, exercise, swim. The later part of the weekend, Saturday night, Sunday, is probably going to be better for you. So pay attention to that. And now we say hello to Scorpio. Well, greetings, Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. What do we say about this? I suppose it's like, okay, Moon is in Mars in the 5th house together. If you have children, celebrate them. That's part of what's going on right here. You celebrate your kids. Celebrate your own energy, this fluid energy, like swimming and dancing. And Mercury's in the 9th house. It's going to go retrograde in your 9th house. And so, like, there's like a really deep lesson you're going to learn. You're going to learn about higher things and the higher mind. And I think even with Venus retrograde in the 8th house, it's like, how much I love sex, for what reason, and, is this person doing it for me? The way I like to be done. There's, those feelings, all those things, Scorpio. You gotta explore that. And then there's Uranus in the 7th house, so just unusual kinds of partnerships. That's what you're looking at. That's what you're wanting to make happen for you. Okay. Well, greetings, Sagittarius, and welcome, welcome, welcome to your horoscope. So, well, last week you had that eclipse. You're kind of coming down from that. You know, we're in this waning moon energy right now, so that means the moon's shrinking, it's disappearing, and we're dealing with that. You know, we're dealing with that feeling. And moon is going to be transiting, you know, it's in your fourth house, so along with Mars. So part of Mars transiting the fourth house can make you restless, want to make you move. The moon's there, so you're really thinking, do I love this home or do I love this home? Do I want to move? Do I need to go somewhere else? There's opportunity, but there's always this whole need to restructure. And there's economic opportunity. Change the way you look at money and deal with money. And let me have a chance to and I sneezed live on the camera. I can't believe it. No, I didn't sneeze on the camera. I sneezed into my bandana, so that's good. And so Jupiter in the second house, you know, it can make you want to eat more, because, you know, second house is often dealing with the mouth, that you're wanting to have a voice, but you want to change the way people hear you or see you. And you're not really feeling as stable as you'd like to be, although you're like, if you're in relationship, it could be really good right now. Now, this whole Mercury retrograde thing in the 8th house, it might deal with other people's money. Well, they promised they were going to bring me the money, and then they didn't, and, you know, that kind of thing. Well, it was a he said, she said, he said about the money. And, yeah, do things to kind of keep yourself inspired, engaged in health, and moving forward with good practices. That's going to make it better for you as well. All right. Now we're moving on again. We're into the winter signs, starting with Capricorn. Well, I mean, what I see for you is like there's this introspective quality that's been going on. You know, and you're sort of like drawing into yourself. And, you know, I think especially Sunday, Monday, you'll be thinking, what really gives me happiness and how can I deal with this? And you have a lot of courage right now. So even though things may have been rough in some ways, you are able to take a certain amount of courage and change things for the better. For yourself, for others. And you're working on just stabilizing your finances. And I think like one thing I've been learning about this time period is that a lot of people are just paying off credit cards, putting money in savings when they get it, which isn't like stimulating the economy that much really, I guess. But at the same time, they're like, hey, I don't want to be burned by the banks and give them any more of my money, you know, and things are very unstable. And so you got to save some money for a rainy day. So it makes sense that people will be thinking that. And Saturn's all about the slow money. You know, Saturn in the second is, you know, modest, small investments are going to work well in the long time, especially investments in things that are ultimately going to bring justice, help people, that are more affordable to others. So like even giving donations to helping clean water in India or Africa, things like that are huge. You know, they help a lot of people. And I highly recommend that. And it's a time to kind of open your heart, like really re-stimulate your heart. Like, what is it that I love? And what is it and really, ultimately, what we love about others is what we love about ourselves. And so, if I'm not loving others, what is it about myself I'm not loving and that I need to fall in love with again so I can bring it to a better place? And it's like looking good at work, you know, trying to just keep your nose to the grindstone, acts of beauty. It's a good time to, you know, bring something nice to people at work. If you've got something that's going to make them, you know, bring ice cream in. I don't know. I'm vegan. Have a little vegan ice cream for the vegans, you know. Relationship-wise, you know, that's going to take a turn of events as Mercury goes retrograde for you. So Just so you look at that. Oh, so much to look at. All right. Well, greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. This is fascinating. So, Saturn's in the first house. You're dealing with real long-term goals. Pluto and Jupiter in the 12th. Mars and the Moon are in the second house. So you're kind of hemmed in. Saturn's getting hemmed in by the Moon and Mars on one side and Jupiter and Pluto on the other. And it's not like those are necessarily bad by themselves, but it's sort of like, hey, my individualistic Aquarius freedom-loving tendencies, my style is being cramped by these other planets kind of holding me in. You feel like that, Aquarius friends out there? You can put in your comments like, yeah, I felt this quarantine is like cramped my style. And then you've got Uranus in the 4th house, so maybe you're on social media or on the internet more than you'd like to be. At home, SIP, they call it. Stay in place. And Igor the Giant prepared us for this whole thing. Igor the Giant was the prophet. He said, obey, obey, obey. And people wore the shirt, I will obey, I will wear the obey shirt. It's like, why? He doesn't look nice. He looks kind of mean. You want to obey him? Okay, I got him. That's fine. Mercury in the 6th house, so definitely work on your health issues, Aquarius. You need to revamp that. Drink lots of water, eat lots of raw food. If you have a gut that can take it. I mean, even sometimes bone broth in the summer is great because it gives you like minerals. Your body's leaching out minerals. You need more minerals. Take mineral water, get those electrolytes going. It's important right now, and like your heart is open. You're in a really good creative place, Aquarius. If you didn't feel so cramped, you wouldn't have this outlet right now to make things as weird and wacky as you're able to. This could be the summer of your creative genius. I like it. All right, wrapping things up. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. It's imagination. We're in an imagination station here, and we're wanting to move forward in pretty much every way. So you have ideas of what to do. Mercury's going retrograde in your 5th house, so if you've got like some nerdy child, this is the time to pay attention to them. They're going through something. Jupiter in the 11th with Pluto. I mean, there are still social opportunities. I mean, they're everywhere. And, everybody's just got to be respectful and keep taking care of yourself, When we see other people, it should give us a lift. We should be lifting each other up. That's really what we want to do. And you're in a really independent place right now. So I think part of the miracle you're looking for to make you feel better, make you feel like a warrior of the heart, is keep on giving gifts, complimenting. Don't expect anything in return. Just be that best loving person that you are. And that's driving out the evil. That's, this weekend's about you, especially Friday, Saturday morning, early afternoon. It's all about you. And there's, strange happenings maybe in your family life that you got to deal with right now. Bringing love to your home environment, making it a cooler place to be. I mean, I think, here's how I'm going to put it. For Pisces, I think this Mercury retrograde is going to be fun. And so I'm claiming that for you. I mean, the Saturn in the 12th house, yeah, there's loss, there's depression, there's restriction, there's embarrassment. I get it. All right? Welcome to the human family. That happens to us. Now let's be loving to each other. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate that. Ring the bell, subscribe, share on your social media pages. Looking forward to being with you next week when we celebrate summer solstice. KozMcKev with the Cosmic Forecast, Planetary Persuader. Checking out.